What does your character struggle with most? So here's the thing. I received an email the other day from someone who said that they really loved their characters and they didn't want to put them in harm's way as had been advised to them. They didn't want to be quote unquote mean to their characters. So I thought about this. It might be really helpful to make a video about this and talk about what is the difference between the things that happen to our characters externally and how do we handle the internal world, the inner life of the character, which is actually what makes story interesting and poses a lot of, or embeds a lot of tension in the story. So I'm Traci Skuce. I'm the founder of The Writing Journey. If you like this video or others, please subscribe. And I've got a weekly newsletter that I put out, and the link is in the description below. You can sign up for that. I have lots of free challenges and upcoming workshops and so on. So let's go back to this idea of the struggle and being mean or nice to your characters. So when I think of story, I think that the most important and the often undertaught, underwritten is the internal struggle of the character. So all sorts of interesting things can happen to the character on the outside and that they don't mean anything to the growth and interior world of the character. I call these the so what stories. So what? Your character jumped out of a plane. So what? Your character became a demigod. So what? Your character ate ice cream after dinner. So that may sound like a silly one, but what is interesting is the internal struggle of the character. So if you have a hard time putting your character in harm's way and that your stories are kind of as a result falling flat, instead of thinking you have to hold a knife to your character's throat, can you investigate, be curious about the inner struggles your character is dealing with? I call it grappling with. So we all have struggles. We have struggles, some of us more than others, in making choice, in relationships. We have struggles choosing what we want to eat. We have financial struggles. They don't have to be catastrophic for them to be a struggle. It can just, think of the last time you thought of something over and over again to try and resolve it. This is what we need to see in your character, a kind of grappling with a kind of struggle to be okay in this world that really isn't okay. So this applies also to memoir writers. If you're looking back at your younger self, that sometimes the tendency is to either have judgment or gloss over the things that, like I had this, oh, my mom was so great. And maybe your mom was really great, but maybe there was a struggle in the relationship that needs to come forward in the story. So just asking yourself, do a little free write. What are the main struggles of the characters? And can I bring them more forward in the story? So why do you want to do this? Why ever would you want to enter the struggles of your characters? Because that's actually where the story is. So there's these external pressures pushing in on the internal world of your characters. I will say this again and again and again. And one of the ways we can consider it, instead of things having to get amplified in terms of external events and your character kind of running through an obstacle course of, I don't know, minefields and robbers and whatever earthquakes and whatever, is that the things that happen on the external world push into this internal world and create a kind of crisis within. Maybe it's existential, maybe it's around choice, maybe it's around, you know, like who their own self-worth. So, what is it that your character struggles with the most? Get that on the page, and I guarantee the tension and engagement in your story will amplify or expand, as it were. Okay, good luck. Let me know how it goes.